Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Reader's Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I am your host for today. And with me is one of the Reader's Magnet's featured author, and of course, one of the most valuable author we have. And today, he will be sharing to us what his book is all about, who he is as an author, and of course, what is the inspiration behind him creating this book. So, everyone, let's all welcome our one and only Mr. DC Lyons, author of the book With Worn Out Tools Navigating the Rituals of Midlife. Hello, DC. Hi, how are you doing? It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Leah. Good to see you as well. Thank you so much.
Uh, of course. Thank you so much, TZ. All right. So, yes, TZ, I know that this is going to be the most awaited moment because, of course, we wanted to know more information, lots of information about your book. But before we do that, do you maybe we wanted to have like maybe a little bit of self introduction? So, can you tell us who DC Lyons is?
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be with you all this afternoon. My name is
Mm-hmm.
DC Lyons. I was born in Petersburg, Virginia, went to school at George Mason University, which is in the northern part of Virginia. And I've had the opportunity to share my experience in writing my book during writing a couple of books during my
Mm-hmm.
rehab from a couple of different health issues. I'm a double below knee amputee and a stroke survivor and a dialysis patient. So a lot of my two books, With Worn Out Tools, Navigating the Rituals of Midlife, which is my recent book, and the book before that, A Day in the Life in a Skilled Nurse Facilities, Stories from a Young Man Trapped in a Nursing Home, are really about my experience of going from being this corporate executive to being a patient and my journey during that whole experience.
Mm, wow, thank you so much for that, DC. So I know that creating this book is actually you're sharing your own experience.
I am.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so yes, let's move forward. And yep, we really wanted to know more information about your book, DC. So here, before we tackle about your book, do you have your book with you right now?
I
Will
do.
you please show it to our viewers?
Yes.
Okay, there. Thank you so much, DC. All right, there you have it, guys. So that's the book of Mr. DC Lyons. All right. Thank you so much, DC. Okay. And here, I wanted to start with the title With
Mm,
Worn Out Tools Navigating the Rituals of Midlife. So, can you tell us what this title mean?
I can. The title is
Mm-hmm.
taken from the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling. The poem that talks about if you can keep your head up when all about you are losing theirs and blame it on you. It's really a poem that's a father's challenge to his son to be a young man, and not just to be a man with some of the masculine things we know now, toxic masculinity, but really those things like trying hard and those qualities like not giving up and not failing. But the specific title is from stanza 3 of the book, which
Mm,
um, goes, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Leah, it's those
wow.
worn out tools, right, that is the focus of my book, because in life, you're given this set of tools, this bag of tools, and they really you use them all over, all the time, and they get worn out. But as one of my
Mm-hmm.
readers told me, Leah, worn out tools can be sharpened again, and those things that you used to use can be brought back to life. So it's the whole concept of going through life, having your tools get dull, tools like your good looks or your charm and personality get
Mm-hmm.
dull, but then bringing those things back to life again.
Wow. I like that, DC. So it's actually, keeping, your capabilities up. And also, I believe that you're also you're also highlighting what faith is really all about. You need to believe yourself. Having faith in difficult times is very powerful. Wow. This is awesome, DC. And here, you creating, this story with a whole journey. What is the most important idea of you, sharing in your book that will add a value to the reader's life?
Absolutely. Great question, Leah. you know, Hollywood is full of stories about coming of age,
Mhm.
and those stories are celebrated. Think about your first kiss, your first marriage, or your first car, right? Those are celebrated.
Mhm.
But midlife has its stories too, and they're not as celebrated. There are stories about divorce and job
Mhm.
changes, and like my story about illness with Wild Tools is my story, right? It's my story about really being challenged, going from celebrating being a corporate executive and celebrating my 50th birthday to 1 year later being a baloney amputee, and my whole life
Mhm.
changing based on the fact that I was going from being this able-bodied person traveling the world to being handicapped. I take people, Leah, through that journey, through my suffering, my pain, all things I dealt
Mhm.
with that journey in with worn out tools. You'll have the opportunity of my some things that happened in my career, and
Mhm.
then the incident that happened that brought me this kind of new life challenge. I believe people relate to it because it happens to
Mhm.
every life, right? It happens to people, whether it be sickness, illness, divorce, um, bad relationships, whatever the case may be. Those rituals happen to every life, and that's what with worn out tools is all about.
Wow. I like that. Talking about the ups and downs, the that can also bring us closer to the parts of ourselves that
Yeah.
also, let's say, need attention, the validation. It also makes us feel grateful at the same time for whatever we have in our lives. Having both of these things would our lives would also help us to stay grounded. Wow, I like that, DC.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that being said, DC, what is the part of your book that personally likes best?
There's a part of my book when I take people through my career and some of the very funny things that happened in my career, right? It's just working in call centers, running call centers, which that's what I did. I was a call center executive. There's some very
Mhm.
funny things happen in my career. However, in my book, I share a scene, my first time really putting my prosthetic leg on. To be a balloon amputee, you get a prosthetic leg, which is really a plastic and metal leg, and
Mhm.
I'm dropped off at a nursing home. They use a lift to put me in bed, and I am Leah. I'm there, and I'm kind of desperate, right? I'm
Mhm.
wondering how I'm gonna make money, how I'm gonna support myself, and then I look up in the room, and my prosthetic leg is on the other side of the room. I haven't really used it that much because of my health condition, and I actually climb off my bed, get in my wheelchair, go over to my prosthetic leg, put it on my lap, go in front of my bed and put it on and stand up under my own power for the first time.
Wow.
That's the moment I knew that I was going to make a comeback. That's the moment, Leah, that I knew that I was going to be okay, right? And that moment wasn't like it's not like in a movie where you hear the hand clap and and
Mhm.
the loud music and everything.
Mhm.
It's the first opportunity to really start proving that you're going to make a comeback, and then you have to
Wow.
prove it over and over again. That's my favorite
Mhm.
part of the book.
Wow, that is very powerful, DC. Let's say, keeping a positive attitude in the midst of all these challenges, right? And also, having that faith in yourself that, hey, I can do this. Because again, faith speaks the language of the heart as well. It's another expression, an expression of hope that goes beyond our conscious mind. Wow, that is amazing, DC.
Leah, I like to say that um, the Bible says that if you have the faith
Mm-hmm.
of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Now, I'm so glad the Bible didn't say the faith of an avocado seed because I don't have that much faith.
Right.
Just a little bit of faith, right, goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Now, that being said, Easy, is there any like essential message in your book?
Absolutely. My central message is whatever your setback is, the setback is just set up for a comeback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the setback is, there's a path back. If you're patient, if you work at it, if you're diligent, if you learn to laugh every now and then, you can find your path back. That's my book. One of the things, Leah, that I have enjoyed with my book is that people have given it to other people who are going through illnesses,
Wow.
people who are
Mm-hmm.
going through problems. I was just at a session this weekend, and someone stopped me at the church service, and he said, "I really want to share your book with a friend of mine who just had their first amputation." And not that it is just for people with amputations, but for anyone who's going through a setback. It's a funny, inspirational, and motivating and inspiring book to help someone with a comeback.
Wow, that is amazing, DC. And here, DC, I also wanted you to take this opportunity. What would you tell to people who wanted to, let's say, discover your book, or let's say, whom you've also helped for your book?
I would say that one of the best compliments I've been given is that it's an easy read. I had one of my a friend of mine read my
Mm-hmm.
book, and he said, "Darren, that's the first book I've read since college." And he said he couldn't put it down. Right? Several people have told me that, Leah. People have
Mm-hmm.
been reading my book and stopped reading it and emailed me or text me and said, "I'm enjoying your book." I mean, people
Wow.
don't necessarily read it, so I really want to get my book out to some folks who are readers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to engage with people because I am excited about my book being an agent of hope for people, that they gain
Exactly.
hope through my book.
Wow, and that is priceless, DC. Because it's really a good thing that you're again, it's not just about you trying to reach your goal as an author, but somehow it's also sharing your experience,
Yeah.
you know, sharing the journey. And there's already a lot of people who is inspired by your book. Wow, and that is amazing. Yes, and here, DZ, other than selling your book, what do you hope to accomplish with it?
That's a great question. What I would love to do, Leah, is do some more speaking engagements
Mm-hmm.
and be someone called upon to motivate groups of individuals, whether they be groups
Amazing.
of veterans, of
Mm-hmm.
soldiers, or what the group can be, but people who are dealing with health issues, dealing with any type of life comebacks, and be invited as someone that is a speaker to those groups. So I want to grow, not just sell my book and share my story, but also share my story on stages as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, DC. And yes, DC, what would you want your readers to, let's say, because I really wanted to ask this question for, especially with authors, what do you want your readers to take away after reading your book?
What I want them to take away is there's a path back from whatever you're going through, wherever you're trying to recover from. It is not a surprise to the person that created you, to the God that created you, and there's a path back. As I deal with people in the amputee community, they always worry about their purpose, worry about their whether they're still someone that has a purpose in life, and the fact that you're still here, the fact that you still have something to live for,
Mm-hmm.
means that there is a path back for you. You just have to be patient enough to find that path. That's the central message I really want people to take away from my book. That they have to find
Wow.
their fight back to life.
That is lovely. Thank you so much for that, DC. It was really an just interesting discussion, DC. And you know what? Thank you so much for also, giving this opportunity with Readers Magnet to be part of this journey. Not just about sharing, not just about reaching the goal as an author, but of course sharing your experience, having us to be part of this whole purpose in your life. Wow. Thank you so much for that, DC. And I just wanted to ask DC, were you in there during the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books? Were you able to join us during the event?
I did.
Because,
I was able to peek in a little bit yesterday.
mm-hmm,
And saw a lot of the energy there. Wasn't able to stay on.
yes.
Yes, yeah, it was great.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, DC. Yes, so everyone for our viewers out there, yes, Mr. DC Lyons' book was also included during the event last April 22nd and 23rd in University of Southern California. And it was really a great, fun, good adventure with authors, get the chance to also interact with other authors, meet the fair goers. Wow, and that is really amazing. And again, thank you so much, DZ, for having this journey with us, and we really appreciate it. We love you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Leah.
Okay. Yeah, so everyone, our one and only Mr. DZ Lyons with author of the book With Worn Out Tools, Navigating the Rituals of Midlife. And again, his book is available in Amazon.com, Barnes& and Noble, and of course his website, that is www.carrier.com. And please do also follow him on all the social media platform he has. Again, thank you so much, DZ. And as we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, DZ.